Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with part 2 of my collection pickup video. A lot of movies again. Was able to pick up a lot of good movies for good prices. So, wanted to share that with you guys too. I also picked up 2 video games. Uh, Gave my 64 some love, picked up Snowboard Kids. This game was published by and developed by Atlas. I heard it's a really rare game somehow, but it's basically, think of a combination between a 1080 and Mario Kart, and that's what Snowboard Kids is. It's actually pretty fun, and the graphics are pretty cool. So really glad to give my 64 some love because I haven't been able to find that many 64 games. Then at a Blockbuster, I picked up Band Hero for $10. I really dig the music in games, and this one has the option to import songs from World Tour and Guitar Hero 5, so I thought that was worth it. I already downloaded all the free songs that they have, and this one has an option where you can actually create your own music track or create your own sound. Create your own song. And I was able to download. Someone actually created a track for One Winged Angel from Final Fantasy VII, which rocks. From God of War for Castlevania. So right now, originally only had 65, and right now I'm up to 105. So for $10, I thought that was a really good purchase. Movies, I went to a swap meet, and I picked up The Girl Next Door. It's a really funny movie. I got the unrated version, but Alicia Cuthbert is mega hot. She's an ex-porn star that moves to the suburbs, and this kid falls in love with her, and all the craziness that happens in the teen movie happens. But yeah, I picked it up mostly because of her. So good movie. Picked up The Wedding Crashers, starring Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. It's a fun movie. Picked up A Year Without Santa Claus. I grew up watching these stop motion cartoons. They would pass them on. I don't remember if it was CBS or ABC, but they would pass one each day. They would pass The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Story of Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I grew up watching those. So the Charlie Brown Christmas. So I'm really glad to come upon one of these movies on DVD. This one actually has 3. It has A Year Without Santa Claus, where he gives up being Santa Claus for a whole year. So Mrs. Claus and some elves are trying to, keep things going. It has Rudolph's Shiny New Year. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer has to track down Happy the New Year, so that time won't stop. So that one's also cool. It has one I don't remember seeing. It has Nestor the Long-Eared Christmas Donkey. Nestor is this long-eared Christmas donkey who gets made fun of and everything. His mother dies saving him from a snowstorm, and he ends up being the donkey that carries Joseph and the Virgin Mary to Bethlehem. So I don't remember seeing this one, but it's actually pretty cool. I really dig this stop motion thing. So yeah, really happy I picked that one up. Then I've mentioned this before. I don't like picking up American movies in Mexico because of the translation. The box art is really bad. But at a grocery store, they had these 2-in-1 DVD sets on sale for like $1 or the equivalent in pesos. And these are 2 movies that I haven't been able to see on DVD, in American. The first one is The Return to the Batcave, starring Adam West and Burt Ward. Basically, they go to this, fundraising thing where the Batmobile is there, and the original Batmobile gets stolen. So Adam West and Burt Ward go track it down, and as they're doing so, they're remembering things from the old TV show, how they started, all the things that happened to Burt when he was Robin. So it's silly, but it's really cool, and I haven't been able to get the DVD, so I thought, well, why not? I'll pick it up. And the bonus one is Ghost World, starring Tora Birch, Steve Buscemi, and Scarlett Johansson. I saw this a couple of times on cable, but never complete, and I really liked it. It's based on a comic book of the same name, so it's a comic book, movie. So yeah, I really liked it. I don't like the box though. The box is really ugly, but the movies work and they're cool. I just again I don't like American movies in Mexican boxes, or mostly because the translations suck, or even the subtitles are translated wrong. But that doesn't happen with cartoons. Cartoon series actually work, I think, better. Especially anime works better in here in Mexico. The main reason for it is because the original music stays in the anime. They don't change any of the music, and the Mexican voice actors actually add some funny things. So yeah, actually, anime works a lot better here in Mexico because they keep the original music, and the voice actors add their own touch to everything. So I picked up Dragon Ball Volume 1 and 2, which contains 5 episodes each, so it's 10 episodes, and Dragon Ball 3 and 4, which also contains 10 episodes. And Dragon Ball is one of my favorite animes because, unlike the staleness of American books, Goku actually goes through his life. He goes from being a kid to a teenager to an adult. He has kids. He gets married. He dies. He comes back. Goku has this whole evolution, and you as the viewer or reader, if you read the manga, follow him in all of this. So that's what I like the most about Dragon Ball. The whole evolution of the character and his cast of characters. Villains become friends. Piccolo, who wanted to rule the world, ends up being one of Goku's best friends. Vegeta, also someone that was lived to destroy and kill and everything, ends up with Bulma of all people and has his kids, and he actually fights to save the world. So it's really funny it's really great to see how the character development really progresses in the Dragon Ball storyline. Sure, a few episodes drag a lot. Like a whole episode, all they're doing is talking about how they're gonna fight each other and everything. But Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite animes because of that. Because it has a lot of character growth and progression. I went to Big Lots and picked up some movies. I picked up UFC 50. Main fight, Tito Ortiz versus Patrick Cote, and Matt Hughes versus George St. Pierce. Like I said, I picked up that Randy Couture 3-disc set. And then I got one for my birthday. So I don't think UFC is as cool as it was when it started out, but still saw this one cheap, and I decided to pick it up because it's the only one they had left, and they didn't know when they were gonna get more. So I picked that one up. Picked up Stephen King's The Dead Zone. I remember seeing this as a kid, and I thought it was so weird. Christopher Walken plays this character that gets in an accident and is in a coma for 5 years. So he finds out that his whole life has changed. He no longer has his successful job. His wife left him. He has nothing, and then he has to work on being able to function for himself. So he's going through that, and then he finds out that when he touches someone, he can see a part of their future. So he figures out how to help people, and at the end of the movie, he touches this politician, and he sees what that politician's future is going to be and how it's going to affect everyone else. So he has to take a major decision on that. And I really like this movie. I mean, it's a really cool and creepy movie, mostly because of Christopher Walken. I mean, Christopher Walken is just, I like his acting. It's over the top, but even when he's a good guy like here, he's a good sympathetic character, he's still weird. But I really like this movie, and it has a lot of people. Martin Sheen is that politician I was talking about. It's just a really cool movie. Also at Big Lots, I picked up Friday the 13th, Part 6, The New Blood. I remember really liking this part when I was a kid because, well, Jason is this unstoppable killing machine. He comes back as this weird zombie thing, which is totally different from the first and the second movies. I mean, they totally changed the character, but I still really liked the Friday the 13th series, and I especially liked this one because actually Jason actually met sort of his match on this one. He um, this girl who has telekinetic powers goes into the camp, and she's really sad because her father died, and which was basically her fault because she killed him in a fit of mental rage. So she's trying to bring him back, but she accidentally liberates Jason. But by the end of the movie, this girl somehow gains control of her psychic powers and just pummels Jason. It really is kind of like a cartoon or a Home Alone movie because she just pummels Jason with everything. She throws stuff at him. She electrocutes him. Uh, but I thought when I was a kid, I thought that was really cool that Jason actually had someone decent to fight with, not just a bunch of teenagers that get slashed. So uh, I really like this one, so I'm really happy to pick it up. The next one I picked up is Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. I really like this one because, well, all the other Friday the 13th movies have been in the forest, around Crystal Lake. But with the exception of Jason X, which takes place in the future, this is the few times where Jason actually moves away from the woods. At the end of the movie, Jason gets chained up again, and he's underwater. I say chained up again because he got chained up on part 6. But in this one, he gets dragged by a boat. So he makes his way into the boat, starts killing everyone there, and finally reaches New York, or Manhattan. And so I really liked the fact that it was a totally different change of scenery for Jason. Now he was like, in the big city. And I really like a scene where this boxer fights him and he starts punching him and punching him, basically tires himself out, and then Jason just with one punch rips the guy's head off. So that's pretty freaking weird. But I liked again the change of scenery. It's not the best Friday the 13th movie, but still really liked those movies. Then the last movie I picked up is Resident Evil Degeneration. It's a computer generated picture. And it's kind of a sequel of Resident Evil 2, and it ties up everything. It stars Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2, and they're trying to... a new outbreak happens at an airport. Someone has liberated the T-virus into the airport. This is after Raccoon City, so Umbrella's taking heat and its stocks are going down and everything. So this new pharmaceutical company develops... cure for the T-virus, a vaccine. But terrorists got a hold of, the research of the T-virus. So there's these whole terrorist attacks with biological weapons. So Leon and Claire meet up in that airport and they try to unravel what's going on. But this actually serves as a closure to the Resident Evil storyline in 1, 2, and 3. Sets up the events of Resident Evil 5. So it's an interesting movie. The animation is really cool sometimes. Sometimes it's really really realistic, but then the characters have this weird way of moving their hands or their faces. Leon looks stiff throughout the movie. Some of the characters, there are times where they look freakishly real, and then times where they look just like wrong. But it's still a good movie. I picked it up for $3 at Big Lots, so I'm not complaining. So yeah. Well, guys, these were my pickups. Hope you get a chance to watch anyone, especially the Christopher Walken one and Ghost World. If you have a chance, check those out. They're really cool. But in the meantime, this is Vargas XX78 signing off.